If you've been following my YouTube channel for the last few months, you've seen the rebuild of my Saab 9.3. However, in today's video, I will look into the future and see the plans for my Saab 9.3. So to start the video off, let's talk about the roof that was fitted to the car. So when I had the accident, the car had a black roof fitted. So when it came back, for some reason, it had a blue roof that it was changed to. I don't know why it was done. It was perfectly working after the accident as it was lowered to get me out. And the one they fitted really isn't good enough. It looks like it's been left outside for a couple of months. It's moldy inside. It doesn't look like it's been finished. But the worst thing really is that it lets in water around the A-pillar. There is a company that will fit me a new roof. It is expensive, but I think by the time I've had it go through specialists who might not even find the issue and then trying to find another person to do it, it's just going to be a lot cheaper and a lot better to replace it fully. Then I know that everything has been sorted out on it. I would also like to reinstall the Maxim Design Lowline kit the car had before. It had, before the accident, the front chin spoiler, the side skirt extensions, and a rear diffuser. And as you can probably guess, they didn't really survive the accident. A lot of it went missing. A lot of it was damaged as well, including the rear diffuser, which when I got the car back, it was actually still fitted, and it was all cracked. I plan to get the gloss black version of it this time instead of the carbon look. It's a bit cheaper and it looks nicer, I think, than the carbon effect that they do. It's one of their high priority things to do, to make it look like the car it was before the accident. I also plan to change out the lowering springs to a coilover system. I'm not sure if I've ever explained it in a video before, but I actually live down a farm track, which is slowly starting to fall apart, which means the springs I had before are starting to get too low, really. I actually did damage the Maxim Design front splitter I had quite a few times due to the car being so low. I do want to still keep the sort of lowered look, but maybe sort of raise it up a bit just to make it a bit more livable every day. I've looked at a couple of different options. I know Bilstein do a coilover kit which is supposed to be quite good. This is one of the things that's probably going to be a bit further off just because financially I'm currently digging myself out of a hole. I'm likely not going to be able to fit a lot of the parts I'm talking about until sort of nearer the end of this year, when I'm sort of a bit more financially stable than I am right now. Another thing I would like to do is actually upgrade the braking system on the car. So mine being the Aero V6, I got the 314mm brake discs that come fitted to, I believe, the Aero and the Aero twin turbo diesel, the TTID. I actually might be picking up something much more upgraded tomorrow. Today is Saturday. I'll be picking them up on Sunday, which is when you'll be seeing this video. I'm probably not going to reveal them yet because I'm off the road driving currently. I think it's probably going to be sometime around January, and I won't be fitting any of the parts that I either have or have been talking about until then. So it's probably going to be a while before you see what I've actually bought, but I think it will be worth the wait. While I'm replacing the brakes, I think it would be a good idea to replace the wheels as well. I've had a set of Koenig Ampliforms. I love them. They're brilliant looking wheels. I get a lot of compliments on them, but I'm just ready for a change, to be honest. I want to change the wheel. I want to go up to a 19-inch instead of the 18-inch I have now. I'd like to get a better spec of wheel as well, and get rid of the spacers that are currently on the car. From factory, these wheels and the stock Saab wheels are quite pushed in. So I fixed that with a 25mm spacer, which gives it a sort of a much more flush fitment look. But I'd just like to get rid of the spacer, to be honest. I'm a bit embarrassed about running a 25mm spacer. And yeah, I think it's probably time for a change. I have decided on the wheels I like. I like them a lot. But again, it'll be a while until I probably buy them, just because I won't be driving the car for a while due to, as I said before, my license currently being medically revoked. To be honest, this is a modification that I'm going to include on this list, but it's quite a big mod and quite an expensive mod, and to be honest, I'm not sure if I'm ever going to be financially in this situation to do it. But I would like to get the interior fully retrimmed. I have a blue and yellow theme going on with the car. I've already had the wheel retrimmed with a yellow stitch and brand new leather. But I'd like to continue on to do the entire interior. I have a sort of a render done through ChatGPT and it looks absolutely sensational. I'll throw a picture of it up on the video now. It's modeled on a saloon interior, but it's basically the same as a convertible interior. I again would love to do this, but it's quite big and quite expensive, and to be honest, I'm going to put in this list, but I don't know if it's anything that will ever happen at all. I would also like to fit a short shifter kit to the car. There's a company called 4H Tech that do a short shift kit for the F40 gearbox, which is what's fitted in the Saabs. And it's a new piece that goes over the linkages and gives it a much shorter throw. That's much more sort of engaging as a driver's car than the original sort of longer throw that the F40 gearbox has. I think that would be a really good sort of quality of life upgrade. Another modification that I've been chasing for years, basically since I got my car, is a set of the Hirsch 3-piece honeycomb grills. Now there's a problem with that, which is number one, they're rare, and number two, because they're rare, they're also expensive. They don't come up much for sale, but when they do, they're many hundreds of pounds. Which is punchy for a set of grills, really. There is a company called RBM Performance. I believe they're in France, and they do a reproduction 3D printed one, which actually isn't too expensive. The problem is you have to pay the sort of the sort of pound sterling to euros, because they're obviously not a UK company, and sort of all the fees and delivery to get it here. But it's more in the sort of ballpark of financial ability that I have, and it would be a real sort of cherry on top of the cake for my car. And then there's just some little quality of life upgrades I'd like to do. I need to get the headlights restored. They sort of are starting to look quite cloudy, and they're bringing the front end of the car down quite badly. I'd like to get some new floor mats. They're starting to fall apart, really. They're not looking too good at the moment. I would like to get the rear arches redone. There's a couple of little sort of bubbles coming in on the arches and some of the other bits. such as like the tonneau cover for the convertible that likes to hold in rain and sort of water when you jet wash the car. I would love to fit as well something called the ESID3, which is a sort of extended information tool that plugs into the OBD2 port. It can give you sort of things like turbo pressure, mass airflow pressure, stuff you wouldn't normally get through the Saab information screen because it's an OBD2 plugin, so it gets a lot more of information. These are just little sort of quality of life upgrades that I think would make the car feel a lot newer and look a lot cleaner as well. So that's all the modifications I would like to carry out on my Saab 9 before it goes back on the road early next year. If you did enjoy the video, then please like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you again next time.